So I introduce this, I'm just going to share a quote that kind of informed the heart of this song. It's by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who wrote the Stages of Grief book, and she wrote that. Hi, I'm Jason Gray, by the way. Sorry. You shouldn't accept candy from strangers, nor music. So I should introduce myself. You were going to say something?
Well, you guys may not know, most of us here are from Nashville. What we're doing right now, by the way, is this is a Nashville Writers Round, which is where you get a bunch of songwriters and they just sit in a row and take turns playing songs. So in case that wasn't clear, because it might not have been, because I didn't tell you, and I should have. So
sometimes we throw a British author into the mix too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, great. Let's talk about me now. I just had a quote I was going to share with you by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who wrote the Stages of Grief book. She wrote, "The most beautiful people we have known are those who've known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of the depths. These people have an appreciation, a sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep, caring concern. Beautiful people do not just happen." This is a song about that, I guess. I was halfway up the mountain when the rocks I held gave away. I came tumbling like an avalanche to the bottom where I lay. And with the taste of blood and twist of bone, my healing could begin. 'Cause the wound is where the light, the wound is where the light, the wound is where the light gets in. Would you sing that with me just like that? Here we go. The wound is where the light, the wound is where the light, the wound is where the light gets in. I've stood there like a hostage with a knife held to my vein, captive to the poison that I took to numb the pain. 'Cause everybody wishes they were born with thicker skin. But the wound is where the light, come on. The wound is where the light, the wound is where the light gets in. It's tricky how the heart works when the breakups and the big jerks make us never want to hurt that way again. Maybe I'm naive, but in every scar I see the place where love is trying to break in. 'Cause the wound is where the light, the wound is where the light, the wound is where the light gets in. You can recognize a saint by the scars they don't disguise. You can pick out a real sinner by the kindness in their eyes. So if you're stumbling in the dark and bleeding at the shin, just remember the wound is where the light, the wound is where the light, the wound is where the light gets in. Everybody one more time. The wound is where the light, the wound is where the light, the wound is where the light gets in.